And welcome back to the Undefeated. I'm once again your host, Anthony. I'm here with Dylan. How are
What's
you?
up?
Caleb.
What's up?
And Braden. How are you?
What's up, guys? I'm doing good.
So obviously last week was spring break. We couldn't record. But right before we left for spring break, the MLB and the MLB Players Association reached an agreement on a new CBA. Dylan, you're a baseball guy. What do you have on that?
I've heard that some of the rules have changed a little bit. I know that they're actually going to end up keeping the runner on second base for the extra innings. There's a couple other ones that I totally forgot because it's been like a week and a half. But, some of them were good, some of them were bad, and, here we are.
Didn't they add more teams to the playoffs?
They did. They made it a 12-team playoff instead of 10, which isn't that big of a deal. I don't think it's that bad, but
It's more baseball.
that's just almost half the teams in the entire league. It's a lot of teams.
You guys over there have any thoughts?
Just the universal DH.
I
how do you
hate
guys
that.
feel about that?
I hate it.
I kind of like it personally.
Why?
I'm not a big fan of the pitchers hitting because they're paid to go out there and pitch, and if they don't have to do it in half of the league, they shouldn't have to do it in the other half. I think it's a fair advantage or a fair.
I think it makes it more fair, but at the same time, pitchers in the American League would, when playing at home against a National League team, would still not have to hit, and then the National League would get that DH, or vice versa. They would have to hit. So I don't understand the point of it, and it makes it more fun because you can't tell me you don't enjoy seeing a pitcher hit a home run.
I don't enjoy seeing a pitcher hit.
Well, that's just because I don't think you enjoy the sport.
They strike out half the time they go up. They just strike out.
That is the truth.
I'm not too interested in watching the pitchers hit when they just either bunt or strike out.
I guess, but I just think it takes away a fun aspect of the game. Because it's not like I'm sure some of them probably don't want to hit, but I'm sure some of them do.
All right, we have a comment from the question from the comments. What are your thoughts on the ban on defensive shifts?
That's the stupidest thing ever.
I didn't know about that. That's
awful. That is so dumb.
I think it's just stupid because how are you gonna keep control of where their defense is playing?
Exactly.
If they want to take 2 steps to the left, you're not gonna tell them, "Oh, you can't do that."
I'm sorry, that's a $5,000 fine if you take one more step there. Every step you take is $5,000. Just keep that what? I think it's so dumb.
That's taking away the only strategy baseball even has.
Are they gonna put lines on the field and say second base has to stand here?
I guess.
In between these lines.
That's like saying you no longer can play zone coverage. It's only man to man. Obviously that's not the best analogy, but baseball has no other form of defense. There's no, I don't know. And especially there's so many players that can only hit it a certain way. Why would you not put all your players over there?
Yeah, that's smart. I was gonna say the lefty players have some of them have started to bunt, down the third base line. But that's just they're taking away from them trying to hit home runs, and Joey Gallo started doing it a little bit. Yeah,
and it makes it easier for or it makes it more fun, I guess, because then you see these players that have to get creative and try to get it, down the left field line whenever they can only hit it right, and you see that happen. It's oh, that's cool. But now it's just going to be more of an offensive game. It's basically like the NBA where they don't play defense. That's going to be the whole time.
All right, moving on. A couple days after the agreement came out, Freddie Freeman went from the Atlanta Braves to the Los Angeles Dodgers. He signed a 6-year, $120 million contract. Dylan, you're a Dodgers fan.
I feel like we should bring John in here. Someone go get John. I want to talk to him about this. I know he has something going on about the baseball documentary, but I want to see his reaction. I want him in here. I think that would be fun. Tell him to watch or something. But I think it's great, personally. I love it. Now, there's a couple people that don't like the move, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But
okay.
Oh, here he is.
John!
Here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
Okay.
How do you feel about Freddie Freeman to the Dodgers?
Okay. I think
Scoot down. You can't see your face.
Yeah, we can't see you.
for Freddie Freeman, that's good for him, all right? He deserves the bag. He's a great baseball player. I hate him now. He went to a horrible, horrible team. Horrible team. He betrayed my trust. And now the Braves have Matt Olson, who is better than Freddie Freeman. I hate it.
I have a couple things to touch on there. First of all, Freddie Freeman didn't leave the Braves. The Braves left Freddie Freeman.
Invalid. Wrong.
How is that wrong?
Okay. I don't
He
know.
literally came out in a statement and said that the Braves only called him twice over the offseason.
Excuse me. Alan Anthopoulos, AA, big man GM for the Braves, said he literally talked to him before making that trade.
That might have been one of the 2 times. I don't know. I'm not Freddie Freeman. I'm not the Braves management, but it seems like the way he was explaining it personally to the media that the Braves didn't want him, and then he said he didn't know how to feel after the Matt Olson trade, and Matt Olson is definitely not as good as Freddie Freeman. So you're just mad.
Okay.
You're blinded.
Can we still talk about Freddie Freeman? Because I got. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take some things into consideration here.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman is mid-30s now.
Mm-hmm.
Great first baseman. Hits for pop, but he's on that team for 6 years. Matt Olson, late 20s, about to turn 30, coming up. Am I right?
I don't know how old he is.
I'm not sure either. Hold on, we're looking at it right
Born
now.
in '94, so he's probably 27.
Yeah.
He's 28.
Late 20,
He's
almost
28.
28. Almost,
Literally
yeah,
28.
28. We'll put him 28, all right? Already a few years younger than Freeman, has put up better numbers in Oakland than Freddie has, all right? And let's think about
I
it.
would hope he's put up better numbers in Oakland than Freddie Freeman.
Oakland is a pitcher's paradise, man. The walls are huge. It's hard to hit a homer there.
Freddie Freeman is 4 years younger than him, or 4 years older than him. That's
All right.
not that much of a difference.
But you're getting Freddie Freeman at 35, 36 versus Matt Olson at 28 for 8 more years, all right? Who's going to be more productive these next 6 years? A kid who still hasn't reached his prime yet or a guy who's getting old now?
Maybe he has reached his prime. Maybe he's just going to mellow out.
I don't think so, man. This guy's got
You never know.
4 gold gloves, silver
I think Freddie
sluggers.
Freeman's a better defensive player.
I don't think so.
I also think he's just better overall.
I think right now, but ask me next year when this season starts, and we'll see who's better overall.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Do you two have any thoughts on this?
I've watched Freddie Freeman play a couple times. Pretty good player. I've always liked him. He's a good man. Never heard of Matt Olson. I know he came from Oakland because y'all said it.
Yeah,
Right.
Matt Olson's a no-name first baseman, not
But
very
that's only 'cause
good.
he plays in Oakland. He's very good.
He's just
I heard
okay.
of Matt Chapman.
He's mid.
I've
That's
heard
not
of Matt
Olson.
Chapman.
Some might
too.
say he's mid.
Olson's better
No,
than
he's
Chapman.
not mid.
You say he's mid?
I would say he's mid compared to Freddie Freeman.
Stats speak otherwise.
Every time I look at some baseball stats, Freddie Freeman's always at the top.
He
First
is
base,
at the top,
hitting
and,
about
that's
Do you
why-
see Matt Olson at
That's
the
why
top?
he won MVP
he's
last
a
year.
300 type
But Matt
hitter,
Olson
I
has
know that.
Matt Olson has won like 3 Silver Sluggers in the past couple years.
Has Matt Olson won MVP in the last couple of years?
How many times did Freddie Freeman won MVP, and what year was it?
I'm pretty sure it was last year.
The Mickey Mouse year, won MVP. I love Freddie Freeman, right? And I'm glad
it's a
he-
Mickey Mouse year?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse, the 22 in the bubble, man.
Well, how many does your first baseman have over there?
None, because
Matt
he plays in Oakland.
That doesn't mean anything. Anyone can win win an MVP for any team.
All right, how many
Sure.
Oakland players do you know win MVPs?
I don't care about Oakland, so I don't know.
Exactly.
Somebody won MVP on Oakland.
I'm
A
sure
pitcher.
somebody
Who
has.
was
Dennis Eckersley, a relief
Dennis
pitcher,
Eckersley.
a closer.
He-
a
Dennis
closer.
Eckersley won.
Eckersley,
Dennis
The only-
Eckersley won.
The only Oakland players who win
MVP.
MVPs are pitchers.
and he was good.
That's because Oakland sucks,
He was
and
also
that's
a
because their
closer.
players suck.
I have to disagree with their.
Which
players
means
suck.
Matt Olson sucks.
What about Matt Chapman?
I don't know. I don't pay much attention to Matt Chapman.
I don't pay much attention to Oakland, but
To be fair, I don't even really know who Matt Chapman is. I've
Is
heard
he-
the name, but
He
I don't
plays
remember.
third base.
he's a good he's a good
yeah.
defensive third baseman.
Still not the best defensive third baseman in the league.
Ah,
Probably not. No.
who is the best?
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
So true. Right on the nose.
Okay.
Gold.
You're right
glove.
there.
Yep, you beat me there.
I did.
Yeah,
I did beat
IKF.
you there.
Golden
Right.
Glover.
Moving on. The other big deal was that Carlos Correa signed a 3-year, $105.3 million contract with the Minnesota Twins. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think Carlos Correa needs a mental health check. I think there's something wrong with him, and somebody needs to go to his home and check on him, because that is the worst trade. That is, okay, for him, it's a great deal, all right? He's now the highest paid infielder, highest annual value infielder. He beat Anthony Rendon by $0.1 million.
$100,000.
Yeah, $100,000. But this is horrible, man. He can literally leave after the end of the season. I think he's getting traded by the All-Star break because the Twins aren't doing anything this year.
I don't know. I disagree with that. The Twins are always kind of a decent team. They're always just kind of there. So 2 years ago, they were one of the best teams in the league. So
They had a great organization, great management.
true.
I think that's a great deal for Correa.
I think 2 years ago, we were talking about a different Twins team. Byron Buxton, Nelson Cruz, Josh Donaldson, Mitch Garver, Ian Kemp.
Oh, Mitch Garber. Interesting. We were
Mitch.
actually just talking about Mitch Garber.
He's a big boy. It's big bombs.
Go Rangers.
Yeah, I think everyone just hates Houston. I respect that. Whoever
I agree.
said that comment. I mean, anyone who lives in Houston would probably want to get out of there.
Look at
Rockets
George Springer.
suck.
George Springer left.
What about
Oh.
the Houston Texans?
The Astros are cheaters. The Texans are one of the worst franchises in NFL history.
got a bright future.
I don't know if they have any other teams. Probably not
Hey,
because
back
they
in
suck.
The, day, though, I'm telling
The
you,
Oilers. Houston Oilers.
Houston Oilers.
Houston
When
Oilers
was
were a
that?
good
The
team.
90s?
I don't know, but they were good.
Yeah, that was their last big moment. After that, nothing. Hakeem Olajuwon left. Like he's gone. He doesn't play for Houston anymore. James Harden gone.
Chris Paul. Is that
Chris
it?
Paul gone. What? Russell Westbrook gone. Houston has nothing.
Yao
There's
Ming.
nothing good about Houston anymore.
Yao Ming is gone.
Yao Ming,
Yao Ming,
yeah, he's been
yeah.
retired for a long time.
Tracy McGrady.
Long time gone. So, just
Nolan Ryan.
I'm pretty sure he owns the teams. I'll give them that. Those hot dogs are bomb. Okay, I like the hot dogs. But other than that, there's nothing good about Houston, except for Minute Maid Park. Minute Maid Park is a great stadium. Just this team sucks. Hate them. Cheaters. Anyways, what were we talking about? I feel like there were better deals, honestly, this
I
offseason.
agree.
I feel like Trevor Story was a good. Well, I mean, I wanted to cry. I
6
like Trevor Stories, but
years.
I think it's good to get him out of Colorado. It's a horrible team.
Matt Olson's 8-year contract.
No one cares about Matt
I'm
Olson.
telling you, it's a big
Um,
contract.
What's his name?
Matt
Jeez.
Chapman,
No,
I think, also signed with Toronto an extension.
John Gray signed.
I was
John
I was
Gray.
gonna talk about Chris Bryant.
Mitch
Oh,
to the
Garver.
Rockies.
That
Got
one's
traded.
messed up. Something's wrong with Chris
traded.
Bryant, man.
Maybe that wasn't his decision. Maybe it was more of the team's decisions. Maybe they were like, "Hey, we're sending you to Colorado," and Chris Bryant was like, "Dude, what?"
What?
He was like, "All right, I guess it's fine." He
He's
just
a
kind of
free
accepted
agent.
it.
What team is he gonna? He's a free. What do you mean?
The Cubs were like, "You're actually not a free agent anymore." He didn't even play for the Cubs. He played for the Giants. Oh, talk about the Giants. Jock Peterson of the Giants. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty cool.
I hate that. Why would he do that? You're telling me you played for their rival team for years, then go play for the Cubs, which is fine. Whatever. Go to Chicago.
Then he went
Literally
to-
two days later, goes to Atlanta, wins a World Series, and is like, we're gonna go to San Francisco, a
Watch
team
him
that
win
lost
3
in the
World
wild
Series
card.
in a row.
A team that lost in the wild card.
Can we talk about Seattle?
Right?
For a
Was it
second?
no? It was not the
No,
wild
the
card.
first round.
NLDS to the Dodgers.
I think that was so dumb too. Check swing
Mhm.
to end it all. That's so.
Yeah,
bad.
maybe you should just not swing next time. Anyways, I don't have anything else to say.
All right.
Here, I wanna before I go, I wanna
Oh
talk
my
about
God,
Seattle.
John.
I'm sorry. All right, y'all.
Seattle.
John,
Seattle.
nobody cares about Seattle.
Seattle's literally going to the World
Yeah,
Series
he has
this
Seattle
year.
losing in the
Seattle?
World Series.
I have Seattle losing the World Series to the Mets.
That is the worst.
Okay.
That
No,
is
no,
the
no, no.
worst
No,
World
no, no,
Series
no.
prediction I've ever heard.
No.
The Mets?
Yes, the Mets.
The Mets. Do you know who you're talking about?
Jacob deGrom.
So their pitching is going to carry them? How are they going to put up runs?
Lindor finally got hot in New York.
How are they going to put up runs?
Eduardo Escobar, Starling Marte, Mark Canha.
There are 10 billion times better.
Did you say Mike Cara?
Mark Canha.
Mike Cara here.
Mike Cara on the New York Mets.
There are better teams in the NL West. Better teams in the NL.
I'm
What
sorry.
division are they in? The NL East? There's better teams in the NL East.
Yeah, because the Marlins and the Nats are sure scaring me.
You know what, John? I would even go to say the Braves are better than the Mets.
I don't know anymore.
And I hate that. I can't believe that those
when
words came out of my
Acuna
mouth.
comes back, I will maybe stand by that, but no Acuna.
I think the
an
Braves are
Acuna-less
better than the
Braves,
Mets.
I'm not
And I hate
sure.
the Braves. I
I'm
don't even
not
think the
sure.
Mets will make the playoffs.
Ooh.
Well, actually,
12
no. There's
teams
going to be
making
12
the playoffs?
teams.
I was about to say, like,
So that means
they're
6
making
teams
the
from
playoffs,
each.
whether they like it or not. That's what I'm saying. Seattle's probably going to make the playoffs.
I can't even name a player on Seattle.
Nobody can.
Yeah, no one can.
Does Kyle Seager still play there?
I
No,
think
he
he
literally
retired.
retired.
He retired, actually.
Yeah,
so
that
no.
was my
That's
one.
the latest I know of the Seattle.
I couldn't name a
Robbie
C.
Ray. Cy Young winner over
Oh,
there.
I forgot that he played
Felix
in Seattle.
Hernandez still on the team.
I'm pretty sure he's like dead or
He's a
something.
free agent, and nobody signed him in the past 2 years.
Close
He was
enough.
pretty good. Didn't he have like the hat? To
He had
the
a perfect
side?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
Adam Frazier,
He's got
Jesse
swag.
Winker, Eugenio Suarez.
You're starting to name people
They're
that don't
all in
exist.
Seattle?
Do you
Yes,
know
they're
those
all in
guys?
Seattle.
Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah.
How do
From the video game.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
baseball team do you follow, Caleb?
I'm a big Rangers fan.
Oh, yeah.
I've been following them.
Texas Rangers.
I
Dylan's
mentioned
gonna get
John
to go
Gray
to this
earlier.
game.
I'm gonna get to go
That
to.
is
Hey!
true. We're gonna get to go to
Yeah,
our
it's something
game.
we can agree on.
Yeah.
I think
great,
it's a Shohei.
finally.
I know it's a Shohei start.
I don't think it's a Shohei start.
I know it is.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
Well,
All right.
here, back me up. It is, right?
No.
Okay.
All right, John.
All right.
Skedaddle.
Bye, guys. Have fun.
See you, John.
Baseball's back. I'm happy.
Freddie Freeman's on the Dodgers.
That's your.
Are the Rangers making the playoffs this
Best
year?
move.
No.
Oh,
They're not
course.
even
Maybe
fourth
next
in the
year, though.
division.
They're
Maybe
100.
next
They're
year.
a 100-win team.
They are
A 100-win team?
In like 10 years.
Let's go.
No, you're
10
wrong.
years in the
How
past.
about the Corey Seager?
100 wins.
10 years in the past, maybe.
Go Rangers.
All right, moving on. Let's talk basketball.
Let's
now.
talk about our brackets, guys.
Yeah, how's everyone's? I don't know. There's no perfect brackets anymore after day 2.
I'm actually just basically perfect. I have not lost a single team.
What's your championship
Well,
game?
Dylan, see.
Duke and Tennessee.
What's your
Tennessee
championship?
lost, by the way.
My
Caleb?
championship game was like Arizona, Gonzaga, so I still have mine.
I still
You?
got mine too. Duke, Kansas.
Interesting.
I have mine too.
Well, I did 2 brackets. So.
Yeah, me too.
One of mine was Duke, Tennessee. That's out. One of mine was Duke, Kansas. So that's still right.
All my
Yeah,
brackets with leagues are bad.
My
so.
second one was Gonzaga and Tennessee. So I don't know what it was with Tennessee. They really were calling my name this year, and it was the wrong number apparently. So, I'm still in first for now. I was really hoping TCU was gonna knock out Arizona in that game.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but oh, jeez.
All right, let's recap some of the headline games from the first round, starting off on the Saturday. Richmond stunned Iowa, beat them 67-63. The game that ruined most everyone's brackets. What were your thoughts on that game?
You know, for me, Anthony, it wasn't a stun. A lot of people were talking about Iowa being their dark horse Final Four team.
We get it. The Big Ten sucks, but
And you know, when people say, "Oh, this is my dark horse team. This is my Final Four," I tend to stay away from those comments. So I did have Iowa winning that game, but I only had them go 1 round. So
Interesting.
it's not really a bracket buster for me. But seeing Richmond win, I like that. A smaller conference.
Richmond Spiders,
Richmond
getting a
Spiders.
nice win.
I like seeing those.
Where are they
smaller teams win
located?
games.
Richmond,
Virginia.
Virginia,
really?
probably. If I had to guess, I mean, just
Yeah, they're part of the
Interesting.
A10.
I wouldn't know that.
conference.
That's what the-
Didn't know that. Didn't care, to be honest. But thank you for telling me. All right. Well, sadly, I actually had Iowa going to play Kansas, so I had them going another round, winning against Providence.
Ooh.
But things change. Wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. It's not like I had them in my Final Four. Just had them in my Sweet 16. Not even. I don't think there's 16 teams. That I actually have no idea. But I had them a couple rounds farther. Didn't happen. It's whatever.
now then, the Saturday night game, the biggest upset, number 15 St. Peter's knocked off number 2 Kentucky 85-79 in overtime. What were y'all's thoughts on this game?
Let me tell you, Anthony. I was sitting on the border with my girlfriend, about to go watch a movie. We're getting some queso, pre-gaming, the movie theater, because we wanted to get food. We were both starving, haven't eaten all day. Gonna get the popcorn at the movies, but we wanted to eat something. We were gonna wait that long. Sitting down, I see this TV in the left corner of my eye. It's got 4 games on. I'm like, okay, so I'm following. I'm like, oh my God, that's a really close game. Who is that? Kentucky? Kentucky's losing. No way. Okay, so I'm sitting there, tears rolling down my face as Kentucky's in my Final Four, and I see the clock running out, and they're breaking 3 after 3 after 3. Haven't made a shot in like 10 years, okay? And they lose. And so I'm sitting there in pain. Didn't even want to go watch the movie after that. Queso was horrible. Just
movie?
ruined my experience.
He doesn't even know.
I do know the movie. I wanted to watch the movie. I've watched it twice already. It wasn't Batman. It was Jujutsu Kaisen 0, actually. Great movie, actually. You should watch it. But yeah.
So not a good experience from you. Let me tell you about mine. I actually loved the Kentucky loss because,
Okay.
again, I had them going one round. I had Murray State beating them in the next round. If you want proof, you can see my bracket. I had Kentucky losing the next round. I think they're a little overrated of a team. Pretty poor shooting numbers. They really just have one player, Oscar Tshiebwe. Everybody else is pretty inconsistent. But, yeah, I had St. Peter's losing, but I had Kentucky losing in the next round, so I was happy with it. Everybody had Kentucky winning the Final Four.
Yeah, I did have him Final Four.
So, for me, I
had
love
Lady.
that. I love St. Peter's. I love Dougie McBuckets.
Caleb?
I was at work during this game, and
Stand up.
my watch was blowing up. I was wondering what was happening. All the Twitter notifications really got to me, so I went to the bathroom, went to go look at it. I was fairly disappointed because I also had Kentucky going pretty far. I think it was about the Elite Eight, though, not the
Yeah.
Final Four.
Ah.
Is what it is. My bracket is definitely imperfect, but imperfect. My bad.
Yeah, there were no perfect brackets, like I said earlier, after day 2. It's crazy.
Oh, this is going to be a great game to talk about right here.
This one?
Go ahead and let them know.
Murray State.
Well, who in the world would pick
he
Murray
actually
State
did.
to beat Kentucky?
Murray State right there.
All right. And then the last game of the first round, number 10, Miami, beat USC 68-66 in a close game that shouldn't have been. I mean, it was like 68. It was like 66-52 or like 58
Yeah,
with 10 seconds left.
We were down by like 8, and I was like turning off my phone, upset.
And then all of a sudden, USC came back. What were you guys' thoughts on this game?
I love it. I had Miami to the Sweet 16. Great pick from me.
That's what's up right there.
Told Dylan, me and Dylan, we're loving Miami. They got good players, good all around team. USC overrated.
All right, was it more you loving Miami or you thinking Auburn is overrated?
There's a little bit of both. I really liked Miami. When I watched them play Duke.
Haven't they made the Sweet 16 like 3 years in a row or something?
No.
I've got no idea. Probably
No,
not,
no.
though.
Promise.
But watching Miami, they beat Duke once. They played Duke 2 times. They lost by 4 and they beat them at Cameron Indoor. So 2 good games for Miami. I picked them 2 rounds.
I'm very disappointed in my team. I don't know. Like, Colton Wong came out of the first half, scored like 10 points in a row. Outscored USC for like the first 10 minutes. Then he came out in the second half, scored like 10 points in a row. Outscored USC in that time too. We turned the ball over like 20-something times. We're bad at everything, especially free throws. I mean, not getting out in one round was very disappointing. But next year,
Don't even talk about next year.
I'm looking forward to next year.
USC's going to go nowhere just like they did this year.
We're still.
I
gonna
wouldn't
be-
really say this game was an upset.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was. I don't think Miami should have
A
been seeded
7-10
that
is
low.
not an
If
upset
I'm being honest, I think they could have been a better team.
at all.
But I also have to credit Braden here. His hate for Auburn actually made me pick Miami over Auburn. I actually have Miami. I had Miami beating Wisconsin in the next round too.
We don't talk about
They
Wisconsin.
ended up losing to Iowa State, which I think was is a pretty good upset. I think they can beat Iowa State.
Oh, I do.
I'd
I think
actually
they
take
can.
Iowa
I think they
State.
can go to the Final Four.
I have them against Kansas. I have
think
them
they
against
can-
Kansas
I
in my
think they
Elite
can
Eight
win.
right now, and I have Kansas winning. But I mean, realistically, like I wouldn't be upset if I saw Miami beating Kansas. I wouldn't be upset if Miami was in the last game against.
Well, Miami's gonna lose to Iowa State. So.
That's interesting. I think you're just salty.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so thank you, Braden, for the I also kind of was feeling that Auburn overrated after A&M beat them in the tournament. Only escaping by like 19 points. I mean, that's against Jackson State, whatever the team they played was. Jacksonville State. That's even worse.
They played them close in the first half too. It was tied.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have been even in the tournament because they didn't win the conference.
And then
tournament.
Miami beat them by almost exactly the same score. So, I mean, Auburn sucks.
USC would have beat Auburn.
I don't think they
USC sucks, Caleb.
I don't think they would have.
USC
That's like
didn't.
saying the Texans are going to beat the Titans.
Yeah.
We literally did that this year.
They nearly did.
I don't
did
even
that
think the
this year.
Texans could beat like Clemson. And Clemson sucked.
I mean, everything comes back to the Texans. We
That's
beat the Titans this year.
Texans versus
So.
You did?
Houston.
Oh, that's right, they
Like
did.
Houston
We did.
Texans versus Houston
Cougars.
I got the Cougars.
All right.
No.
Let's move on.
I got the Cougars too, honestly.
Let's move on.
Cougars in a close one.
The second round highlights started off with the defending champions knocked out as North Carolina beat Baylor 93-86. Is it not a surprise?
Not a surprise.
Yeah,
I
this
picked
game.
North Carolina in one of my brackets.
Listen, I didn't pick North Carolina.
But I should have.
I didn't pick them, but I had UCLA beating Baylor in the next round, so I'm not upset. There's only one round loss. I don't care. Whatever. Big whoop.
And
Never trust a Big 12 team, guys. Ever. No sport. Doesn't matter which one. Never.
North Carolina, they blew a 25-point lead.
They didn't blow it. Well,
Again,
they did.
They
horrible
did. They-
officiating game.
They completely blew the
They
game
not.
because Brady Manning gets ejected.
Bad call.
That was a rough call.
Was it
Yeah,
Caleb
that was a
Love?
bad
Caleb
call.
Love who fouled out?
Yeah.
Caleb Love fouls out. And then Baycott got 4. Like they had a ton of people in foul trouble. And I thought it was a good officiating game by the refs. I think they made some good calls late, and Baylor started coming back. And clearly North Carolina fans are going to start blaming the refs when Baylor starts coming back down 25. But it's just because Baylor played better basketball. And UNC focuses so much around Brady Manick hitting the threes that when he's not on the court, they can't play well.
Any other thoughts?
No, I have nothing else.
All right.
I do want to talk about one game before we get. I don't think we have it. Talk about Purdue and Texas.
That's not right now.
I don't think you had that on there because it wasn't an upset. First of all, I had Virginia Tech beating Texas. I just hate Texas.
Yeah,
so,
me
I
too.
just picked.
I did too.
I was watching a little bit of that game. I had gone out and I came back home. I was eating Taco Bell, sitting on my couch upstairs watching this game. I happened to notice that Purdue had like 40 free throw attempts.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And they had missed like almost half of them. How is that possible?
So they actually fouled Zach Edey, who is 7'4".
Is it because, yeah, I mean,
and they fouled him about 20 times.
that must
And
make
he
sense,
made, like,
'cause
8
he's
or 9
horrible.
free throws.
yeah.
He's a pretty decent player. He just cannot shoot free throws.
Yeah, he's a horrible
So,
free throw shooter.
They basically just played hack-a-shack on Zach Edey, forced him to shoot at the line.
Makes sense. That actually makes sense. Okay, I was just really confused as to how they could have had like 20 more points and this game wouldn't have been close at all, and that makes more sense now. Okay, I don't care. Texas, horns down.
Read. Is that directed to anyone or just?
Everyone who likes Texas. Caleb, that's a wrong
What are you doing?
Aggies should have been in the tournament. They should have been an 11 seed easily. There's no debate there. They should have been in. The facts don't lie.
Who would they have
They're about
replaced?
to win the NIT.
Michigan, and they wouldn't have beat
I
Tennessee.
could go on and on about who they should have replaced. Notre Dame, Rutgers. There's so many teams.
I don't think they could have replaced Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat Bama too. I don't know. They could have. I don't know.
So,
Right.
just real quick, let me talk just a second about A&M. So I got the stats here on my phone.
They could have replaced like San Francisco.
I got the stats.
Did you see what their coach said in the NIT tournament?
I
No.
love it. He
It was
pulls
so
up
bad.
a 9-page report
So bad.
on
What?
how they should have made the tournament.
Boy.
It was bad.
I love it. So it was all the teams quad 1 wins, quad 2, all their statistics, and it proved that they should have been in statistically over 11 other teams.
And then he started saying whoever's on the board is biased. And he started complaining a bunch.
That was a little extra. I feel like how he went in with the report though. But here's the A&M Notre Dame comparison. Notre Dame 2-8 in quad 1 games.
Let's try not to take too long on this, please.
Takes 1 minute. A&M 4-9. Clearly A&M better. A&M's 42nd in the net. Notre Dame 53. A&M has more wins, and A&M goes to the conference final tournament and beat them head to head. A&M won against Notre Dame by 7 points. How did they not get in over Notre Dame?
I don't know. It makes no sense actually. How
But
far has A&M gone in the NIT tournament?
Semifinals.
Who
They're
they-
still going.
They're still in it?
They're still
Okay.
Who are they
okay.
playing?
They played the winner of BYU and Washington State. I'm not sure who won though.
All right, but a team that you thought A&M should have been over, Michigan, upset Tennessee 76-68. What were you guys' thoughts on this game?
Kind of cried a little bit.
Major
I was
disappointment.
kind of sad.
Very disappointed in Tennessee, and I think A&M should have been in over Michigan, but Michigan has the power to win big games. They also can lose to bad teams, like they've proven. But, Michigan, they played good basketball. And part of the reason I don't like Michigan is because their coach. I don't think he should be coaching right now. But, not much you can say about that.
They're just boring to watch. And Tennessee's fun. And I hate Michigan a lot.
That's what's up. I respect that.
Moving on, St. Peter's is now in the Sweet 16 after they beat Murray State 70-60. Do you guys think that St. Peter's going to lose to Purdue, or can they make a run?
They will lose to Purdue, but I think they'll play them close.
I don't know. I feel like this game could go both ways. I feel like Purdue's not a solid team, if I'm being honest.
It's
I don't
a
think
20-point win.
I don't think most likely, but I don't think Purdue is that good of a team.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
Purdue is overrated
There's one of
every
these.
year.
There's one of these that happen every year. Oral Roberts goes to the Sweet 16, and then, last year loses by 20 points to whoever they played, because the luck just runs out at these Cinderella teams, and there's nobody that can guard Purdue's front court of Zach Edey and Travion Williams.
They'll run their zone.
It's not gonna matter. Zach Edey's gonna dunk on Doug.
No.
Do you think Doug can do anything?
Dude, they gotta
Doug is gonna show out.
Casey and Defoe's gonna show out.
I love Doug, but he can't play any defense.
All right.
He cannot.
Man, what were you guys' thoughts on the Arkansas-New Mexico State horrible shooting performance game?
I'm
Didn't
gonna
watch
be
it. If you
straight up
watched
with
it.
you. I did not see a single second highlight nor Twitter post about it, so I don't care.
Team putting like 58 for 103 shooting.
Oh, is
Both
that why the
teams.
score was 53 to 48?
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
bad.
and the score was better than it
should have been, yeah.
Yeah, no,
It was-
should have
wasn't
been
it
like a 38-30 game.
Wasn't it like 18
Let's talk
to
about-
14 at halftime?
Yeah, it
This is
was
New Mexico
something like that.
State starters went 6 for 13, 3 for 4, 5 for 16, 1 for 5, and 2 for 10. And then Arkansas starters went 0 for 1, 3 for 10, 5 for 18, 3 for 5, and 3 for 10.
Yeah, it was rough.
I mean,
Jeez,
two
dude.
good defensive teams though, but just
14 for
that's
51
terrible
total
shooting.
on
I don't think this
Arkansas.
is a defensive performance.
18 for
Bad
no,
shooting.
it's not. But
Oh my God.
there's still two good defensive teams that struggle offensively, but 53 points for winning a game is not good.
Arkansas has barely won their 2 games, too.
I had them losing first round to Vermont, so
Ooh.
I'm not
I feel like that's
too
a bad
impressed.
take.
I'm not too impressed with Arkansas. Vermont's a really good team. They just
Who are they playing in the Sweet 16?
Arkansas.
Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no shot.
You say
They'll get
Gonzaga?
smashed.
Well, there is a shot. I mean,
I'm so confused. Is it Gonzaga, Gonzaga?
I say Gonzaga.
I say
Gonzaga.
I don't know.
I've literally always said Gonzaga, so
I
I,
say
don't know.
I say Zag. Because they call them the Zags.
Yeah.
That's true. They don't call them the Zogs.
That's true. I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm just
All right.
used to it. I don't know.
Moving on. Duke used a 20-6 run in the final 5 minutes to beat Michigan State 85-76. Coach K's championship hopes are still alive. Braden, you're a Duke fan. Go on.
Duke basketball, best team to watch. They scared me at the end against Michigan State. But like Caleb said, Jeremy Roach, X Factor, hits a big 3, big time bucket, and puts it away. I think they played at night against Tech. You heard it here. Duke by 10, going to the Elite 8.
Ooh.
I think they're a great team.
Who would they play if they won this game?
Gonzaga versus Arkansas.
That'd be
And
interesting.
Caleb, you can go ahead and take your. Do you have anything to say about this game?
I'm so ready for Duke to lose. It's like
I can't agree with that, dude. That championship spot is really.
It's for you. Yeah.
I don't care about my bracket at all.
Coach K in the championship.
The
is
only
a must-see
reason I want to see
That's a
Duke
great
in the
story.
Final Four is if they play UNC.
Would I
wanna
have
see
to
UNC
I have
beat
to
them again.
have Duke win because I want to see a documentary on Coach K. Because they will make one. If Coach K wins this tournament, they're going to make a 30 for 30 on Coach K.
Probably.
And I'd love to see it.
And if he makes it to the Final Four, loses to UNC, they'll make one still. So we can do that.
All right, let me talk about this. I actually have an interesting story for this game too.
Oh,
So
boy.
I'm at work.
Oh,
You
boy.
know, as one does, works. Sam's Club, don't come. I don't want to see you. I'm sitting there. I'm on exit door. If you've ever been to Sam's Club, you got to scan. The worker has to scan 3 items, scan receipt, scan 3 items, and then you leave. So I'm standing there. It's like, I don't know, probably 7:30, 7:45, and I get a Twitter notification. As typically how it works whenever I find out there's a game on, saying, "Oh, this game's so good," blah blah blah, whatever Sports Center, blah blah blah, making it sound better than it is. So I turn it on. I go to CBS app and find the live game, and I have my phone sitting on a kayak. Okay, we have kayaks, sitting on a kayak, and I'm watching it, listening to it in one ear. And I think whenever I started watching, it was kind of close, like 60-something, 50-something points, and then all of a sudden we get up, and Michigan State has this huge, pretty big lead on Duke. I was sweating. I was standing there. I was sweating buckets. When these people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm stressed right now. Like I'm losing my mind." And next thing you know, they turn around, they pull it out, They pull out the victory.
They did.
And then,
oh my God.
excuse me, it's really hot in here. They pull out the victory, and I'm happy. You know, I'm like pumping my fist. Some guy walks up to me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm great. I'm fantastic today. How are you doing, sir?" That's it. I don't want to see them lose though, Caleb. That was horrible. I don't want to see them lose. I'm kind of stressed about this game.
Tonight?
I actually have work. I'm working
Yeah.
my other
Okay.
job tonight.
I
So
work too.
Now listen, I know y'all both work, but they play at 8:40.
8:40. Well, I get off at 10.
Okay.
So, but I do work at Whataburger today. Interesting. Didn't know that I had 2 jobs. So I'm probably gonna be. They're less lenient with me because I only work there 1 day a week. So I'll probably be watching it realistically, or at least listening to it.
Same.
Alright.
So we should be good. As long as the internet doesn't crap out on me, I'll be good.
All right, now let's talk about the Sunday night game. Arizona beat TCU.
I don't want to talk about this game. I'm gonna cry.
85-80 in overtime, as Ben Matherin and Christian Coloco combined for 58 of Arizona's 85 points. What were your thoughts on this, Dylan?
No, don't do me first. Go someone else.
If you guys watched the game, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I watched the
this
game. Those 2 guys you just named, bunch of overrated guys. Arizona sucks.
No math.
Ain't that the truth?
Arizona's probably the worst team that I've ever watched play basketball. where people talk them up to be, you know, the greatest. I think they suck.
I think they're the worst number 1 seed in this tournament.
But
Yeah.
I do too. Baylor. But
yeah,
Baylor's
but-
worse.
between them.
the game with Arizona TCU. You know, I was talking about how the refs were so good in the last UNC Baylor game.
Horrible in this game.
Terrible in this game. The clear travel, clear jump ball. There's so many big things that they missed.
They didn't call like anything. They just
Especially
they
at
held
the
their
end of
Yeah,
the
whistle.
well, that's
half.
what I was going to ask. What are your thoughts on the final play?
You gotta call something
And
there.
I don't like it because they called a lot of fouls early. Like they weren't letting them play much, and then towards the end they just loose whistle, didn't call anything.
Yeah, I think they choked on their whistle there. They couldn't find it. I don't know what happened, but let me talk about this. First of all, we're talking about the last play of the game.
Yeah.
It's whatever tied, I guess. I don't remember. I was in shambles. My nose was bleeding. Nothing was going right for me, okay? We get the ball. It's tie game. You have plenty of time. There's like 10-something, 12-something seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to run a play. You have a shifty point guard. You have a big man who's literally calling a 7-foot dude too small 100 times the game, okay? What is that? What is that play call? What is he doing? Does he have no
Well, the
brain?
pick and roll was working all game.
No, well, yeah, but they trap him in the corner. He just stands there. He looks like a little kid. Okay, mind you, I think that was a foul.
It was,
I think he
yes.
got fouled. I will stand by that. That'll be whoever wants to fight me on that. Whatever, come at me. I will stand that until I die. I don't even think I'm making sense at this point. That was a foul. Whatever. And then they just crapped themselves in overtime.
Well, they were calling fouls on TCU for less than that.
Oh yeah, there was one. I don't even know the jump ball. I think it was in overtime.
It was.
Where he there was like a bunch of rebounds where I don't know. Apparently
Yeah.
TCU couldn't rebound a ball to save their lives, and then
all their players were fouling out.
oh my
Kirk
God.
Risa missed 3 threes in a row before Matherin got the rebound.
Yeah, he sucks.
They all
know
do.
he sucks, and Arizona sucks
He's
too.
really bad.
I was about to
So
just
any-
throw something at my TV.
Any
I
Arizona
was so
fans,
upset.
you guys suck. Sorry, you're terrible at basketball and football.
All right, moving on.
And life, horrible decision making.
Why would
Don't go
you?
to that school?
Who would want to go to Arizona?
Who would want to live in Arizona?
No
Right.
one.
And
What a
who
boring
supports
state.
The Arizona Wildcats.
No one.
Terrible team. Sun Devils are better.
Bobby
So-
Hurley
so
and the
true.
Sun Devils.
All right, moving on. We're gonna do some game picks for the Sweet 16. All right, so starting off,
horrid.
Arkansas and Gonzaga. We'll start with you, Caleb.
Zags.
I'm gonna ride the Must Bus one more week. Give me Arkansas. Eric Musselman is doing them right, and you know JD Note.
Didn't you just say that you had
Then
Arkansas
Vermont,
losing to
yeah.
Vermont
I
in the
did.
first round?
And then they have won 2 games. It's Gonzaga. I actually had them losing to Memphis last round, one of my brackets, and I thought that they would lose to Memphis. so
Braden, they put up 53 points
they did.
the game before.
All they gotta do is hold Drew Timme, because Chet Holmgren sucks, overrated. Chet
He
Holmgren.
might be overrated, but he's still probably better than anyone on Arkansas.
Yeah, he's not.
I like Jalen Williams a lot better.
I don't even know who that is.
He's their big.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
taking
yeah,
Gonzaga.
center.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
go
Gonzaga.
Arkansas. Ride the Must
Take
Bus.
Gonzaga too. All right, Michigan Villanova, Dylan.
Give me Villanova. Just because I just don't want
No
the
one
tennis.
wants Michigan to win.
Just
Brady.
Yeah, this one's gonna come down to free throws, and that 83% from Nova. I like it.
Nova, please Jeez, Nova.
This is tough. I'm gonna take Villanova, but I want to take Michigan.
Take
Texas,
Michigan, geez,
Texas Tech, and Duke.
Why would you hold on? Why would you want to take Michigan?
Because I
Like,
think
the
that they're.
coach
I think
punched
they
somebody
could
in the
easily
face.
upset.
Why would anybody want to take Michigan?
Because it's March and you can't predict things Texas easily. I think Michigan will play their hearts out. Texas Tech and Duke. Caleb.
Tech.
Do you
Dylan?
want to Do you want to get punched in the face? I'm taking Duke, not because I don't even care. Just give me Duke. I'm not even gonna explain anything. Just
Ray,
give
we
me
know you're
Duke.
taking.
Duke, because of Cedric Highsmith.
Duke.
He's gonna be watching the game.
Duke
They're gonna
University.
win. They're fired up. Coach K is gonna get him right.
I
Duke
swear,
by
if they
10.
lose this
Yeah, but
game,
then-
I'm not coming to school tomorrow. I'm
Texas
calling out of
Tech-
work.
Texas Tech has been very inconsistent.
But their defense is really good.
Their defense is great, but can't win if you can't score.
You know what?
You have to-
Actually,
Game-winning
I'm
shot,
taking
Tech.
Duke confidently because you can never trust a Big 12 team.
You can't.
fair.
You can
Go
never
ahead.
trust a Big
Overrated.
12 team.
I
Give me
like it.
Duke
The
by
ACC
a billion.
ACC
I
is
think
proven
A
everybody
shutout. A shutout.
Tech hits a game winner.
400 to nothing.
I like
Duke.
All
All right.
like it, Dylan.
I think this is gonna go to overtime, but yeah, I'll take Duke.
Okay. Don't.
What a random
Yes, sir,
prediction.
Anthony.
I think it'll be really close. All right, Houston, Arizona.
Give me Houston.
Houston.
I like the Cougars.
You know what? Let me tell you this. I had that called from the beginning. I had Houston, Tennessee in my Elite Eight. I just give me Houston.
I'll take
Houston.
I'll take Zona.
No way.
Oh
you're
my
taking
God,
Wildcats.
Caleb.
All right, we
Yeah.
all you
Dude.
picking Purdue over St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm going Purdue.
Yeah.
Providence and Kansas. Give me Kansas.
Yeah. Give me Kansas.
I want Providence. to
I'm
win.
rolling with the Friars.
Ooh.
Let's go,
I'll
Providence.
take Providence too.
I'm taking Kansas because I need to win my bracket. I
Shout
can't
out.
have my family winning.
All right.
Shout out
The
Horkler.
Friars have proven me wrong twice. You know, I picked them
Sure.
to lose first round, second round. They're in the third round. I'm going with them.
All right. Probably one of the tougher games to call. UNC and UCLA.
UCLA.
UNC.
I would take North Carolina too.
Brady Mernick. Big game.
I've got UCLA. I had UCLA beating Baylor, so I'm just gonna keep my thing there.
And then the final game, Miami and Iowa State.
Give me Miami. Give me the Hurricanes, baby. I hope they're actually the
Canes.
Hurricanes.
They are the Canes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
thank
are.
God. I forgot.
We're going with the Hurricanes.
I'm gonna go Miami.
Iowa
too.
State.
Ooh.
Iowa State.
Get out of the podcast.
Yeah. Iowa State.
Just-
That's
their
an
their
interesting-
point guard's
Stop
tough.
rolling. Just we.
Wait,
Oh
hey,
my
la-
God, Caleb,
la-
don't come
who
back.
you
You're
got
not
to win it
invited.
all?
Rockington.
Right now, you got to win it all. Last question.
Duke right now. I think. I think the only way I have Duke though is if UCLA beats UNC.
Well, I got Duke no matter what.
If UNC beats UCLA, I don't.
I
think
got
Duke's gonna
UCLA.
win.
I know it's
Winning
tough
it
to-
all?
Winning it all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's tough to call. I'll say Duke.
Or Nova.
Yeah.
Just say St.
Right.
Peter's next time, Caleb. Just
Duke.
UCLA or Villanova.
All
Easy.
right.
that's not bad.
That will end our show. For today, we'll see you guys next week. See ya.